What's going on, Central Unit? It's the Central Man here, so I'm going to talk about this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the first Raw of 2021. This is WWE's lousy attempt to get ratings. They calling this Raw Legends Night. One night for the Legends. So I done my research for the ratings for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. They scored it's between 1.7 or 2.1. It's one or the other. They didn't score 2 million. Yo, Jesus Christ. And also I watched the highlights of this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. It's shit. It's shit. The legends were not utilized properly. You had like Hulk Hogan, you had Ric Flair, you had Sergeant Slaughter, Melina, Molly Holly, IRS, Ron Simmons, Teddy Long, Big Show, Mark Henry, Tatanka, Sergeant Slaughter. You had basically this segments with Angel Garza, flirting with Tori Wilson and Mickie James. And he got pinned by R-Truth. And R-Truth wins another 24/7 championship. I think he's won it about 100 times now. As a jobber title. It's just a mockery of the hardcore title in the Attitude Era. Anyway, Randy Orton, I get Randy Orton was here because he's the legend killer. He's just basically taunting towards Big Show, Mark Henry. Mark Henry, well, he lost a lot of weight, Mark Henry, since he wrestled. You can tell he's more healthier, he's riding on a scooter, it's a little dumb. Threatening Ric Flair. And also, he was supposed to be managing Charlotte in a match, but Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, kicked her in the curb again. Lousy. They're trying to recycle what they did in 2016. Really? Jesus Christ. And also, I did a previous video on this channel. It's me talking about it's going to be Drew versus Goldberg for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And speaking of Drew, he was in this backstage segment between him and Sheamus with Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart. And Drew defended the title against Keith Lee, and Keith Lee lost. Yeah, why could they save the Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee match at the Royal Rumble? Instead, hey, let's have a mid 50-year-old man facing someone who's about nearly 20 years younger than him at the Royal Rumble, one of the biggest shows of the year in the WWE. That's a good concept. That's a good way to draw ratings. Nah, it's not really. Goldberg's not a draw. Yeah, he's a draw in WCW, but in WWE, he's not. It's very lucky there was no fans in the arena. Some fans will properly cheer for the legends, and also they'll still be bored for this shit. It's just another episode of Monday Night Raw, and people think these legends are draws. Not really. They're not really draws. These new generation of wrestling fans, they don't even know who or even remember who they are. The Melinas, the Tori Wilsons, Sergeant Slaughters, Tatankas. Maybe a little bit of Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Only a little bit. Maybe Alicia Fox a little bit. But they don't know who they are. And Alicia Fox, it's so debatable if she's a legend or not. It's just like, Jesus Christ. They don't know who they are. These new generation of wrestling fans. Doesn't matter. Next week's Raw, it's be the same. The ratings will be back to probably in the ones. I don't know if they going to the zeros. Making like the old TNA numbers. I'm not dissing TNA, but I'm just saying. I'd rather watch the TNA shows of the 2013s, with the aces and eights. They're way better than watching today's Monday Night Raws. And Jesus Christ. It's just like I'm losing brain cells. We're talking about it, like they're not being utilized. I'd rather watch Monday Night Raws with, old school Raws or previous Raw Legend shows, in the first half of 2010s. They're way better. And then Raw 25, that was shit. I think they did the Legends Night in 2019. Same old shit. And let's focus on the 24/7 belt. Really. Really, Jesus. Yeah, and Melina with the Lucha House Party. It'd be really fun to have Melina, be the Lucha's House Party's manager for one night because Melina was previously a manager managing Eminem, Nitro, Mercury, and Melina. It'd be really good to see Melina doing the screaming gimmick. You know, like throwback what they did, in those mid 2000s. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Granted, cannot do the splits anymore. She's old. She's not that old. I'm guessing she's in her 40s now. And I don't know if Booker T's advertised on the show. No Booker T. He'll probably do the King Booker thing. But King Booker, Sharmell. If I'm guessing like it's due to travel issues. Boogeyman, yeah, I'm okay with Boogeyman showing up and Ron Simmons doing the whole damn. That's all he can do. So yeah. So another bust by WWE, lousy attempt to get ratings. So I'm done. I'm done. This is not a Raw review. I'm just talking about it. It's another fail for WWE.